Hi everyone. Welcome you back to the session on winding diagram. So far we discussed about a DC lap winding diagram. In this session, we'll be discussing about DC wave winding diagram. In DC lap winding diagram, actually, we have gone through different types of problems like single layer simplex, single layer duplex, double layer simplex, and then double layer duplex. And also we discussed about how to connect an equalizer ring in case of lap winding to make it equipotential, right? So but now in this sessions we'll first discuss about DC wave winding diagram, how to develop DC wave winding diagram, how to calculate the pitches, and how to write the winding tables. This is what we are going to discuss. So before that, what actually the wave winding is, how to obtain the wave winding. See, the winding, the structure of the winding is in the form of the wave. That's why it is called wave winding. And how to obtain that wave structure. See, in this diagram you can see that AB, the continuous line, it indicates the starting end of the coil, and this dotted line indicates the terminating end of the coil. Okay, it means this is what coil 1 and this is what coil 2. This coil 2, if you want an wave winding, the terminating end of the coil 1 is connected to the starting end of the coil 2 through a commutator segments. If you want a wave winding, this is how you should connect. Clear? So that's why the end of one coil to the starting of another coil of the same polarity as that of the first coil. So the polarity of these two will be the same. That's why you can see it is a north pole and it is also under the north pole, right? And coming to the types of the wave winding, here also we'll be having progressive wave winding and then retrogressive wave winding. See, in this case, this is the first commutator segment. Here the winding connections moves from left to right. This is what left to right. This is what progressive. And in case of retrogressive, the winding goes like in this direction, that is from right to left. Okay, here it is left to right in this way, AB CD. Here you can see AB comes at the right end and CD will be the left hand. This is why it is in retrogressive and this is in progressive wave winding. And coming to the connections between the conductors, so as we already know, the top end connection is nothing but your back pitch and back end connections, that will you define by this back pitch, and the bottom end connection, that is nothing but front pitch. The front pitch connections is depend upon the value of front pitch, and the distance between these two it is called it as what resultant pitch. Okay, so very much similar to the lap winding in this case. And one more thing, coming to the number of parallel path in case of lap winding, the number of parallel path is equals to number of poles in case of lap winding. But here in wave winding, the number of parallel path is always equals to 2. It means the total number of conductors are in two groups or in two paths. You can see here, this is the path 1 and this is the path 2. It will take in two paths. This is the P is one brush and R is the another brush. One is negative and the another one is R is positive. It means in wave winding there are two paths for the flow of current, and therefore the brushes required is 2. So now let us have a comparison between the lap winding and then the wave winding. As I already said, parallel paths, A is equals to P in case of lap winding, and in case of wave winding A is equals to 2. And coming to the EMF, it is less actually in lap winding and it is more in wave winding. Number of brushes is depend upon the number of poles or number of parallel path in case of lap winding, but the number of brushes for wave winding is only 2. And additional coil, apart from the armature coil, is there any additional coil is required? Yes, it is required. We already discussed in lap winding, we used equalizer ring to make it equipotential. What is that equipotential? Because the potential difference in one coil is the potential difference of the other coil. So the difference in this voltage will introduce an circulating current in the armature winding, So due to this, a spark occurs in the brushes and a poor commutation, right? So that's why we used equalizer ring in that case to make it equipotential. To electrically balanced, we used equalizer ring in case of lap winding. Likewise, here in wave winding, there is a more chances of mechanical imbalance in the system, in the machine, not electrical imbalance, mechanical imbalance. It means the wave winding is not possible for all set of conductors. There should be some fixed number of conductors. So in that, some conductors should be dummy conductors. That's why it is called a dummy coil or dummy conductor. Why it is dummy? Because that conductor is nowhere connected to other conductors. It is there physically. The contribution of that conductor in terms of electrical is zero. That is what dummy coil. In lap winding there is no dummy coil concepts, and likewise in wave winding there is no equalizer ring concepts. Okay. And coming to the users, as I already said, the voltage induced in lap winding is very less. That's why it will be used in low voltage high current machines. And coming to the wave winding, it induces high voltage. That's why high voltage low current machines. Of course, because of low current, the efficiency of the wave winding machines are more. This is regarding some introduction about wave winding diagram. Let us quickly discuss about procedure for wave winding. As I already said, here also we'll be having 3 different steps: pitch calculations, and then writing a winding table, and then developing a winding diagram. So coming to the pitch calculation here, so number of slots, it is represented by NL, and here also I am taking one example, that is 17. I have taken one example. And number of coil sides per slot is represented by small m, and here I am going to take m is equals to 2. If m equals 2 means which type of winding it is? Of course it is a double layer, that's why m is equals to 2. And number of poles, p is equals to 4, that is what I have taken. And let us calculate the total number of conductor, that is z is equals to number of slots into coil side. So it means 17 into 2, it is 34. And the pole pitch, next term is to calculate the pole pitch in terms of the conductor, that is yp equals z by p, that is yp equals z by p, that is nothing but 34 divided by 4, you got 8.5. okay, 8.5. Do not round it off here. In wave winding, do not round it off this pole pitch, let it be 8.5. clear? And then next is to calculate the commutator pitch. So to find out the commutator pitch, we have an equation, yc equals z plus or minus 2x divided by p. As we know, the plus is for progressive wave winding, and minus is for retrogressive wave winding. For example, if it is a progressive wave winding, yc is equals to z plus 2x divided by p for progressive, and for retrogressive it is z minus 2x divided by p, that is for retrogressive wave winding. And the value of x is depend upon the type of winding, whether it is simplex, duplex or triplex, quadruplex. So x equals 1, 2, 3, 4. And for this example, yc will be equals to 9. So 34 plus or minus, let us consider it as simplex, z plus 2, that is 34 plus 2, 36 divided by 4. 36 divided by 4 is 9, that is what progressive wave winding. And the last step is to calculate the back pitch and then front pitch, YB and then YF. So here, to find out the YB and then YF, you remember the value of back pitch and the front pitch should be an odd numbers. And we have one more equation, YB plus YF equals 2YC. And the values are nearer to YP. It means the values of both YB and YF should be nearer to your pole pitch values. Okay, it means almost the YB is equals to YF, YF is equals to YC. You can consider like that, YB equals YF, YF equals YC. Clear? So that's why the value of YB and then YF is equals to what? 9. Now let us go for the winding table. As I already said, the back pitch and the front pitch both are equals to 9. So here somehow it is different compared to the lap winding. 1 plus 9 is equals to 10. This is the back end connection. 1 is connected to 10th conductor at the back end, because this is the value of YB. Okay, this is YB. 1 plus 9 is equals to 10. 10 plus 9, this is YF, front pitch. 10 plus 9 is equals to 19. It means 10th conductor and the 19th conductor are connected at the front end, right? 19 plus back pitch, it is 28. Again, the 19th conductor is connected to 28th conductor at the back end. Again 28 plus 9, 37. Clear? But what is the total number of conductors I have? 34, right? So 37 minus 34 is nothing but 3. Here I have 3. So again 3 plus 9, 12. 12 plus 9, 21. 21 plus 9, 30. 30 plus 9 is 39. But the total number of conductors are 34. Clear? 39 minus 34 is 5. So again starts with 5 plus 9 is equals to 14. So you supposed to write this winding table till you get one end at the front end. So right. So this is what your winding table, and how to develop the winding diagram. So for that I will be taking one new example here. So in this exercise we need to draw the DC wave winding diagram for the following data. The data are number of slots are 21, number of poles are 4, and double layer simplex lap winding. As it's a double layer, so it means M is equals to 2. That's why here it is 2, and it is simplex lap winding. Therefore, X value is equals to 1. And obviously it is a progressive. The data is not given whether it is progressive or retrogressive. If no data related to that, you can consider it as a progressive wave winding. Clear? So number of slots are 21 and double layer. That's why total number of conductors are 21 into 2 is equals to 42. So the total number of conductors are 42, and the number of poles are given, it is 4, and X is equals to 1 because it is simplex lap winding diagram. So we know that coil pitch or commutator pitch YC is equals to Z plus or minus 2X divided by P. But it is a progressive, that's why I need to consider positive, not negative. So 42 plus 2, X is equals to 1, 2 into 1 is equals to 2 divided by 4, that is 44 divided by 4 is equals to 11. So YB plus YF equals 2YC, 2YC is nothing but 2 into 11, therefore YB is equals to YF is equals to 11. As I already said, the back pitch and the front pitch both are equals to your commutator pitch. Okay. And what about the pole pitch? You can also, here it is not calculated, you can also calculate the pole pitch. The pole pitch is equals to Z by 4. 42 divided by 4 is 10 and half. Let it be 10 and half only. Okay. Let it be 10.5. Do not round it off to 11. Clear? So next is to write the winding table. So 1 plus back pitch, that is 11. It is 12. 12 plus front pitch, 23. 23 plus back pitch, 34. 34 plus front pitch, 34 plus front pitch, it means 34 plus 11, it is 45. I have 42 conductors, so 45 minus 42 is nothing but 3. Here it is, right? Again 3 plus 11, it is 14. 14 plus 20, 14 plus 11 is 25. 25 plus 11 is 36. Again 36 plus 11, what is that? 36 plus 11, 47. So 47 minus 42 is nothing but fifth conductor. So you should continue this till you get 1 at the front end connection. So it means the first conductor is connected to the 12th conductor at the back end. It means the top end. The 12th conductor is connected to 23rd conductor at the front end, and 23rd conductor is connected to 34th conductor at the back end. Again 34 with 3, it is front end. Clear? So with this we'll develop that winding table using NanoCAD tool. Now that my workspace is ready, everything is setted, I have selected the unit millimeter. Now as usual, let us write line. Okay, and this is what to represent a conductor, visible conductor. Since it is a double layer, again there is an visible conductors and then invisible conductor. Totally I have 42 conductors. Among 42, 21 are visible, another 21s are invisible, and we know that invisible conductors are represented by dotted line, right? Clear? So I should have a invisible conductor between the visible conductors. It means I need to draw a dotted line between the continuous line. So this is the midpoint, right? So now I will take off these two reference lines. Now this should be a dashed line. So to convert that into dashed line, Here I need to load, you know very well about this. The first option itself is a dashed line, right? Now you can see the changes. Now again there are 21 invisible conductors. It means I should have 21 dashed lines between the continuous lines, right? So I have 42 conductors. So let us name the conductor. Now I have 42 conductors. So let us go for the connections. For that, so the first conductor is connected to the 12th conductor at the back end. Clear? The first conductor is connected to the 12th conductor. So this is the first conductor. And this is what your 12th conductor.
Let us have a lengthier line. The angle is 135. Okay. And control A. I need to extend this line, that's why. Right. And I need to trim out the unwanted portions. Fine.
And you remember the extension from the dashed line should be a dashed line. It means it should be a dashed line. So this is what your back end connections. Okay, the first conductor is connected to 12th conductor. Let us go for front end connection. The 12th conductor is connected to 23rd conductor at the front end. 12 and then 23 front end, right? So line this way, right? Here I have 23. Clear? So at 150 comma, see, I want line inclined like this. It means if this is 0, this will be minus 45 because in this direction. See, this is positive direction. It means positive angle. 45, 90, 135, 180, then 270, 360. If I go in this direction, minus 45 in the clockwise direction, minus 45, minus 90, minus 180, minus 270, then 0 or 360. Okay. Now from here to here it should be minus 45. Clear? So this is the 12th conductor, and let us go for 23rd conductor. This is the 23rd conductor. Okay. And at an angle of 150, at an angle of it should be minus 135, right? Again, the continuity of from the dashed line should be a dashed line. It means it should be converted into dashed line, right? Now I am ready with one back end connections and the one front end connections. Let me select the both and go for array. I have 42 conductors, right? So it means the number of turns will be equals to 21, and the column offset, let it be, it is 40 because the distance between the conductor is 20. It should be double. It means it should be 40, right? Now there are some extra connections at the front end. You can select it
and simply delete those things like this.
Right. See, I have 21 conductors. I got 21 turns at the right side of that. But what about the left side? I should have a left side also, so that you take this. You can go for array, or else you can go for copy and then paste. So just count how many turns you required. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 alternate. Okay, I should have 11, and the distance between the column offset, if it is 40, the resultant will appear on the right side, but I want it on left side, so minus 40. Likewise here also at the top connections. No need of 11, I think. Let us go for 8. Yes, I got 2 extra, so I will be deleting this. Yeah, this is what your back end connections and then the front end connections. If you want, you can check with this, check with the winding table. Okay, the value of pole pitch is 10.5, right? So it means 10.5 conductors are under the north pole, another 10.5 conductors are under the south pole. since I have 4 poles, so again the 10.5 conductors under the north pole, 10.5 conductors are under the south pole. So in this, how many conductors are under the north pole? 10.5 plus 10.5, it means 21 conductors are under the north pole and another 21 conductors under the south pole. Clear? 21 conductors under the north pole and another 21 conductors under the south pole. So now, how to distribute these 21 conductors among 2 north poles? Because I have 2 north pole and then 2 south pole, together I will be having 4 poles, right? So among 42 conductors, 21 conductors are under the north pole. How to distribute these 21 conductors between 2 north poles? So it means one should have 11 conductor and another north pole should have 10 conductors. Clear? One should have 11 conductors and another north pole should have 10 conductors. Likewise, the south pole, one south pole should have 11 conductors and the other south pole should have 10 conductors. Clear? And again, coming to the pair of conductors, north and then south, together it should have 21 conductors. Another north and then south, together it should have 21 conductors. So let us draw this pole. The pole pitch is 10.5. So first I will be plotting the north pole. So under the north pole there will be 11 conductors. Okay. And I will be plotting the south pole now. So under how many conductors should come under south pole here? Here you turn it off this. Oh snap. How many conductors should come under south pole? 10 conductors, right? Because 11, here I already have 11 plus 10, it will become 21. So it will be balanced, right? 21 conductors. Again, I should plot north pole. So under north pole I already have 11 conductors. It means this north pole should cover only 10 conductors, right? One, two, three, four, 10 conductors, and the other south pole should cover 11 conductors. Okay, now you can check it out. This is north pole and this is also north pole. Just you can count these two, there are 21 conductors under north pole. Clear? And this is south and then this is also south pole. You can check it out. Again there are 21 conductors under the south pole. It means it is balanced. 21 conductors are under the north pole and another 21 conductors are under the south pole. Now let us take a pair of poles. This is north and then this is south, and adjacent poles. You can count it out. 21 conductors are there under each pair of poles, and this is the another pair of pole, right? This is north and then this is south. Again I have 21 conductors under this pair. Clear? So the here 11, 10, 21, and again 10 plus 11, it is 21. See, if you take here also 11, here also 11, then it will become 22. Then you supposed to take here 10 and then 10, it will become 20. It is not balanced, right? So north should be 21, south should be 21, and then north south together it is also 21. Clear? So this is how you can place the poles if you get a fraction pole pitch. Okay, now name the poles. North, south. Okay, so now we need to mark the direction of the induced EMF or induced current. So for that, use polyline, and you can turn on the O snap. The width, let it be distance 0. This is what the conductors which are under the north pole, the direction is towards commutator segments, and go for array. So in this 11 conductors are under the north pole, so 11, and distance between the conductors we know it is 20, right? So you can clarify this, and again you take one. So now let me rotate this. So this is under
south, select south pole, right? And I will be having one more south pole. Here's the south.
So under south pole, under this south pole I will be having only 10 conductors, right? So distance will be the same. And under this south pole I will be having 11 conductors, right? And okay, again let us go for array. Under this north pole I have only 10 conductors. Now let us draw a commutator segment. So what about the number of commutator segments? The number of commutator segment are is equals to number of turns. So I have 42 conductor, it means number of turns is 21. So number of commutator segments is also 21. The better way of starting the connection is, you can see here the extensions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extensions are there. Here also obviously there will be 6 unconnected extension, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you start by leaving 3. I have 6 unconnected extensions line. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. So that 3 will remain unconnected in the left side and another 3 will be unconnected in the right side. So it means I will leave 3, 1, 2 and then 3. I will start from here.
Now, in this,
How many turns? 21. So that how many commutator segments? Again it is 21, and the distance between the conductor was 20. Therefore here it is 40. Here you can see 3 is unconnected and this side also 3 is unconnected. So now let us go for naming these commutator segments. Okay, now I have 21 commutator segments. Now let us place the brushes. As I already said, this is a wave winding. There are 2 paths, so it means there will be only 2 brushes. So let us find out the position for the 2 brushes. The commutator which is having a current from both the conductors, that is the position for the brush, positive brush. And the commutator which is the direction of the current, if it is towards the windings from the commutator, then it's a place for negative. And it will be very easy to place the brush if you mention where it has to be connected, to which conductor this terminal has to be connected. If you name this, it will be very helpful. For example, here if I tracing this winding, this is what your 33 plus 11, it is 44, right? 44 means which conductor it is? 42. 44 means it is nothing but 2, right? And obviously it will become 4. The difference will be 2 because it is simplex. 6, 8, 10. If you want, you can check it out. Likewise, you can trace this. This is 32. 32 plus 11 is what? 32 plus 11 is 43. 43 means it should be connected to conductor 1. This is conductor 3, 5, 7, 9 and then 11. Likewise here also the first conductor is connected to 32. It means the first conductor should be connected to here, it is 32. If this is 32, this should be 34, 36, 38, 40 and 42. Okay, and the same thing here, the second conductor is connected to 33 here, so it means this is the second conductor, so this should be connected to 33. If this is 33, this will become 35, 37, 39, 41. So if you name this unconnected extensions, then it will be easy to place the brushes. Now you can check it out. Second commutator segment, the conductor 7, this is what the path, and the conductor 38. Can I place the brush here? Here I have conductor 7 and here I have conductor 38. Conductor 7 is under north pole, but what about conductor 38? Conductor 38 is under south pole. It means I cannot, right? I cannot place the brush here. Okay, now you can check for the position of the brushes. You can check under this north pole, south pole, north pole, south pole. Nowhere you are getting the position, location to place the brushes. So in such a case, what we need to do is we need to interchange the conductors between the north and south. For example, it means here under this north pole I have 11 conductors, under this I will be having 10 conductors. So let us interchange this. So 10 conductors under north pole and then 11 conductors under south pole. If this happens, this should be interchanged again. So here actually now the 10 conductors are under this north pole, right, and another 11 conductors are under this south pole. Again swap it. It means the 11 conductors should come here under north, and under south the another 10 the other possibilities of balancing the conductors. Clear? So as I already said, now 11 conductors are under north pole. Let us make it 10. Okay, and here 10 conductors are under south pole. Let us make it 11. Clear? 21 plus 11 is 21, balanced. And here the 11 conductors are under the south pole. Let me make it as 10 conductors. Here 10 conductors are under the north pole. Let us make it sorry, you better use turn off that O snap. Okay, so the other possibility, that's it. So 10 plus 11, 21, 11 plus 10, again it is 21. Everything is balanced. Now let me change the direction. Since this is under south pole, the direction should be changed. And this is under north pole, the direction should be changed. So just simply I will take the direction from the neighbor conductor, copy and paste. Now you search for the location for the brushes. Okay, the two conductors should be under the same pole, I mean same polarity of pole. For example, you always prefer to check the conductor which comes at last. For example, here or first, this is the north pole, this is the first conductor under the north pole, and the conductor 10th is the last under this pole. So let us go for this. The first conductor is connected to 32 conductor. Let us have a look. The 32 conductor, yes, here it is 32 conductor. Again it is under the north pole. It means 32 and then 1 is the location, right? 32 is and 1. So here I have considered this 1. If you want, where is 32? A brush, and both the conductors are under the influence of north pole. That's why this is your positive brush. Now I need one more brush, that should be a negative brush. So for that, the conductor should be under the south pole. Okay, for example, let us go for this 42 conductor is under the south pole. This 42 conductor is connected to the 11th conductor. Let us have a look on the 11th conductor here. Yes, the 11th conductor is under the south pole and the 42 is under the south pole. So this is what the position, 11th and then 42. Here I can place, so where is not the 5th, the 4th commutator, right? So here you can see this, it is connected to 42 which is under south pole, and here it is connected to 11th. it is also under the south pole. It means this is positive and then this is negative brush.
Name this.
This is negative, this is positive, therefore this is positive, this is negative. So now the hatching, we need to go for fast hatch, north and then positive, because I have only 2 brushes. South, so change the pattern, okay, and add pick internal point, south, double layer simplex wave winding diagram. Remember, if you get a fraction of pole pitch, you need to distribute the conductor in a balanced way, what we did now. I need not to be rounded off, okay, and then the back pitch and the front pitch value should be an odd integer, so it is almost equals to your pole pitch value. Yeah, so you got pole pitch 10.5, therefore the back pitch and the front pitch is equals to 11. That is nothing but your commutator pitch. Thank you.